What's up? Welcome back. Thanks for coming to watch another video today. We are going to be reviewing the Backbone 1 PlayStation Edition. So I've already made a brief video talking about the release of this thing last week. Came out of nowhere. PlayStation officially collaborated with Backbone, and now we're gonna have a mobile controller for iPhone and soon for Android later in the fall. It's $100, and I'm here to tell you if it's worth it. I just got mine in yesterday, and I've had enough time to test it to feel comfortable reviewing it now. And I've got some gripes with it, but overall, I really like it. I think it's a high quality controller option for your iPhone. I don't think it's a must because you can use a DualSense wirelessly now. Just pair it with Bluetooth and play with a phone clip on the DualSense for much cheaper, about $15. $30 if you want to buy a travel case with it. And I did that too. Ordered that for my brother, so I'll be testing that out, see how that works. But for right now, we're talking about the PlayStation version of the Backbone 1. So let's jump in, look at a little unboxing real quick. I'll show you everything that it comes with. It's not much, but it's packaged nicely. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, I finally have it in my hands. The PlayStation Backbone has arrived, and I have been so hyped for this thing. It's finally here. I haven't even opened it yet. We're gonna see what it's like, and then I'll show some footage later on of me using it. But first, let's see what all comes in it. Wow. First off, you get this beauty right here, which extends to put your phone in. Oh, I cannot wait to use it. It feels so good in your hands. It basically feels like two Joy-Cons. Very well made, but not quite as nice as a DualSense, but still nice. And what we got here, we have an adapter for iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. Let's see what that looks like. Get that out. I guess it just it extends. I don't know what it does, honestly. It might extend, I guess, to make it bigger. Who knows? I won't be using that though, unless I get one of those new iPhone 14s, which probably will end up happening. But like I said, there's not much else in here. Shows you how to do it. Comes with a little instruction manual, safety guide, whatever. There's really no instructions needed. Yeah, that's it. This is the PlayStation Backbone. Here it is in all its glory. Now, time to test it out. All right, now to talk about how it functions, how well it works, the things that I like about it. We'll focus on the things that I don't like about it at the end, but right now let's talk about things I do like. For one, it looks just like a DualSense, and that is a good thing. The white and black, those buttons, everything just looks like what a DualSense would be, and frankly, I love it. Looks so good. And personally, it doesn't feel exactly like a DualSense. This is the one thing. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't feel good. Just a DualSense is like very high quality. This is high quality too. Not a cheap controller at all, but it's just not quite as sturdy and nice as a DualSense. So it's just a step down, barely. Much better than one of those off-brand controllers you get though. This thing feels like in your hands a Nintendo Switch. That's what it feels like. It's the best comparison right away. Controllers on the sides look the same. They just have different buttons. That's it. So if you're used to hitting A where circle is, you're gonna have to get used to that, because when I play with something that feels like a Switch, I think it's a Switch. Well, this isn't a Switch, so you got to figure out what to do. So another thing that I will say that works well is that you can use Bluetooth headset with it. And that means if you're playing PlayStation Remote Play, which is the main reason I got this, you can put a headset on, do a party chat if it has a mic, just like you're on your PlayStation. It's pretty fucking insane. There's a pass-through, 3.5 millimeter jack, and there is also a charging port. You can use both of those while you've got this thing plugged in. Remember, the Backbone does not have an internal battery. It goes off of your phone. So there's that. Now, of course, you can play mobile games as well. I play Call of Duty Mobile on this, and let's just say it works very well. You have a huge advantage against people playing with touchscreen, so you could dominate in that if you really want to. But I wanted to try PlayStation Remote Play and Xbox Game Pass on this. One of them worked really well. The other one was pretty much unusable. So let's talk about that. Okay, so Xbox Game Pass, we'll start with that. And it comes with a free month trial for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And I was like, all right, I'll try it out. I'll try some Halo on my phone, maybe some Gears of War 5. Halo Infinite, played it on my Mac through cloud gaming. It's playable. Not quite as good as on console due to the latency, but it worked. I could play. It didn't lag me out. I got to play it on iOS. I could get in. Controller was working, although it does not go inside of the Backbone app like the PlayStation Remote Play does, or the PlayStation app. There's not its own nice tab for it, because Xbox Game Pass is browser only. So you have to go into the browser and add it to your home screen, and then you could play that way. And like I said, the controller works. Again, these are PlayStation controls, but they still work with the Xbox. It's compatible, but damn, it wasn't working for me, straight up. And I don't know if it's a mobile issue or what. I was using my Wi-Fi. The only difference between me playing on the Mac and it working is that I was plugged in direct with Ethernet on that. But with Wi-Fi on my phone, anytime I was playing a game of Halo Infinite online, instead of just having a latency issue, it would be the game freezes for 5 seconds and then unfreezes and tells me that my connection was disrupted. And I'm just stuck standing there in a game. You can't play it. There's no way you could be competitive that way at all. So for me, with what I've done so far, Xbox Game Pass is totally useless on iOS. I don't know if there's other people that have that issue, but it did not work for me. Now, PlayStation Remote Play works flawlessly, and it is integrated very nicely into the Backbone app. You can, go through the store, find your most popular games, see new releases, whatever you want, and you can access your full library of PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 games, and it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was playing a few games on there, testing it out. I tried out some Grid Legends, and that's a racing game, and it felt great. I didn't have any issues playing it. I mean, the screen's a little smaller when you're used to it. Once you get used to it and the feel of the controller, it's just like playing on console all over again. It's like you have a little new PSP, a modern PlayStation Vita. Now, when it come to another game I tried out, Far Cry 6, it worked very well too. Now, I don't have much action going on in these gameplay. I'm just running around doing some random shit. But again, a game that is a 4K 60 frames per second game on PlayStation 5 doesn't play quite that well on the phone, but it still is good. It's more of like a 1080p 30 frames situation, which if you're used to this most modern stuff, you can feel a difference. But some people playing on PS4 won't even notice that if they're just brand new to PS5 and they're still getting adjusted to how next gen feels. They get on an iOS playing with a Backbone, it's going to feel like they're just playing a PlayStation. They're 4. So that's really cool. Feels awesome. And it works with pretty much every game on mobile that supports a controller. It works with PlayStation Remote Play, works with Stadia, and it also works with Game Pass, if you can get Game Pass to work. So those are some things that I do like about it. Again, using this thing feels good. One thing, we'll start with things I don't like, but one thing I do not like is that there's a Backbone button that takes you right to the Backbone app every time you hit it. That's where the PlayStation button should be. So, when you hit the PlayStation button to pull up your bar at the bottom that has all your friends and all that stuff, or you hold it to go back home to where all your games and stuff are, you can't do that with a Backbone controller. At least not how I figured it out yet. Anytime you hit the Backbone button, it takes you to the Backbone app, exits you out. Anytime you hit the Backbone button and hold it, still doesn't open the PlayStation button. I thought that would be like a secondary function they'd fix, but no, it doesn't have a PlayStation button. So you have to touch the screen to pull up the touchscreen controls just to hit the PlayStation button, which isn't terrible. It works just fine, but it's less than ideal. So if you were using a DualSense paired to your phone, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just hit the PlayStation button on the DualSense, because it doesn't have a backbone button, of course. Now, it's not a deal breaker, so just want to let you know that is a thing. Okay, another gripe that I have. This isn't a terrible thing, but it's annoying. My phone case. You can't use the backbone with my phone case. Now, it's not the fact that the phone case is huge or anything. I have actually one of the most naked cases they make. It's just that any little bit of extra thickness added around the port, that'll keep it from working. And straight up, just doesn't work. So I have to take the case off anytime I want to use this thing, and you most likely will have to do the same. It just really comes down to what type of case you're using and how the port is, you know, made different, basically, because this thing's designed to work on a nude phone. So know that you'll probably have to take your case off. No big deal, I guess. All right, so really it comes down to the fact it doesn't have a PlayStation button, the fact that my phone case doesn't work, and the fact that Xbox Game Pass was not working, which isn't Backbone's fault. That's Xbox's fault. So other than that, this thing's great. Is it worth $100? No, it's not worth that much. But if you've got the money to spend it, sure it is. But I would honestly recommend getting a phone clip for your DualSense and pairing that. That would probably be just as good, almost. Slightly, you know, not as cool and stuff. Doesn't look as good or anything like that, of course. But it's gonna work just as good. Like if you're trying to play on the go, you have other options. So look into that, and you know, you're not gonna be able to charge your phone quite as easy while playing that way. But I mean, you still can, because you can use a cord. It's just gonna be on the edge of the phone, so it's a little weird. That's where your hand will be. And you won't be able to do a headphone jack unless you use an adapter that gives you 2 ports. So you have to do some finagling to figure that out, but it's possible. For me personally, I'm glad I have this backbone. I'll be using it from time to time. About to go on vacation, I'll test it out there, see if it works. It's other people's Wi-Fi, remote play, make sure it doesn't suck somewhere else. But at my house, it works fantastically. Haven't had any issues with it. Very playable, and it's pretty sick. It's the closest thing we're getting to a new mobile PlayStation console, I'll tell you that. It's not gonna happen, guys. So if you have any questions about this thing, be sure to leave those down below, because I can tell you anything. I'll figure something out if I don't know it. I will tell you anything you need to know. Another thing to keep in mind is that this comes with a year free subscription of Backbone Plus, which I guess there's a $50 yearly fee to use some features of the Backbone app. Not all features. You can still use the app without a subscription, but some of the stuff you don't get to do, and that's all right, I guess. But it'll run out after a year, so know that. And this comes with a bunch of trials. You get a Stadia trial, like I said, you get the Game Pass trial, you get Discord Nitro trial, I think 3 months of that. Pretty good deal. So you're not just paying $99 for the Backbone. That, you got to think about that. You're getting a bunch of other stuff with it. So it's a little bit easier to make that price seem tolerable. But still, I think it's overpriced. Very nice though. There's nothing really like it outside of the actual DualSense itself. And it's cool to have another accessory to match with all the PS5 stuff. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. And again, if you got any questions, leave those. I'll be happy to answer them for you. But that's it for this one. I'll catch y'all in another video soon. Peace out.